Welcome to your Move in May series. This is your stretch class, and today we're going to go nice and slow with long, deep stretches. So get comfy, grab a mat, and let's get started. So we will begin with child's pose. So bring your big toes to touch with knees nice and wide, creating a space now for your body to come through and start to settle down as you extend the arms overhead and sink down with your forehead dropping to the floor. So we just want long, deep breaths in and then really long, slow exhales out. Just slowing your breathing pattern and really calming the body and the breath down, helping the body just to release and relax. And begin to walk the hands back. We come to a seat. So just sitting down, bring your feet out in front of you. And you'll bring the soles of your feet together with your knees open nice and wide, so creating this diamond-like shape. So you want to grab hold of your ankles and then pull yourself up as tall as you can. So get a nice tall position. Maybe you can wiggle a little bit to find a better positioning for your pelvis. So hinge at the hips, trying to pull your torso forward. If you feel like this just isn't possible for you, quickly grab a little cushion and just slide it right underneath your bum. So you're just gonna pull forward and then to start to release as far down as you can. So we're gonna try to melt now into this pose. After you've hinged forward, stretch the spine. Now just go ahead and let everything release and collapse forward. And to soften the head, the neck, spine, and then of course followed by the breath. All right, then inhale and begin to rise yourself upwards. You're going to slide one leg in front. So in this case, you can do your right if you're following me, and then bring your left on top. So we're just trying to stack the shins as best as you can. So I'm gonna kind of move them in as best as you can. You might have one lifting up high, but from here, try to hold through the shins, through the knees, and pull your chest forward like we just did with the previous pose. So try to rotate the torso, pull forward, and see how much you can lean into the hips this way. You might feel like you're a bit stuck here, then just kind of settle in. But press the tailbone forward, press the hips forward, and then release downward. So in this one, just folding as deeply as you can to feel a stretch into your hip. It should mainly be the outside of your top hip. But if you ever feel in other places, it doesn't mean that's wrong. Just settle into the stretch that feels good for you. All right, rise yourself upward, and we're just going to switch out the legs. So just pulling the top one off, swapping that around into the opposite position. So now, if you're following me, you'll have your your right leg on top, left leg on bottom. Same thing here, try to really hinge forward, just pulling the chest through, and then start to fold and hinge from there. And then release down as far as you can into your stretch. Okay, then once again, rise back upward. Now we're gonna take the legs and go as wide as you can. So you're gonna reach one leg out, then the other, and then just give yourself a little push to see if you can get a little bit further into your stretch. So start with the fingertips behind you, again, sitting up as tall as you can. Find yourself kind of wiggling around to get that deep stretch. In reality, a lot of times this is far enough, so you could just stay right here. If you're feeling that stretch through the hamstrings and the adductors, that's where you want to be. If you can hinge the hips a little bit more and bring the hands forward, go right ahead. And then once again, we'll fold. So this one does tend to be pretty intense if you're feeling a bit tight in through those inner thighs. So make sure you're not pressing past a point that feels comfortable. So you want to be able to feel the stretch, but then actually just rest into it. You shouldn't be holding your breath or tightening muscles to just reduce the pain. If it's that far, just back off a little bit. Okay, and then we'll rise up again. So you're going to just take one hand and pull the one knee in, take the other to do the same, and then you're going to sit in the center of your mat with your feet to the floor. Just grab the back of your legs to allow yourself a nice controlled roll back to come all the way back and lying down on your mat. Where then you'll take your right leg and cross it over your left thigh. And then you're going to wind your legs as tightly as you can. So kind of like you're trying to cross your legs and just twist them around. From there, draw the knees into your chest and bring them in as tightly as you can. And then we're just going to grab for the shin that's closest to each hand. So it will be the opposite leg reaching with each hand, but just try to pull the shins and just kind of give them a little hold and pull down and in toward you. You'll know you're doing it right. You'll feel a stretch into the kind of top hip when you're doing that. So it'll be kind of into the outside of the top hip. But take a moment to breathe here. Okay, we'll keep this wrap of the legs, but you can release it with your hands. And now let the legs fall to your left. So this is going to be the opposite direction of your wrapping. So your right leg is wrapped around your left, the legs are falling to the left. And now we're going to get this big stretch through the side of your hip and into the low back. Now stretch your right hand up and out so your palm is up toward the ceiling. And then if you want one extra stretch, take your head, lift it up, and then take a gaze over toward your right hand. So aim your right ear down toward the mat as well. All right, then you can bring your head back to center, bring your arm in, and now bring the knees in, and we'll switch the wrap around. So now left leg will wrap over top of right, squeezing as tightly as you can. Now bring the knees in towards your chest, grab the closest shin or ankle that you see, and then just give that little pull inward and downward at the same time. All right, then we can release the hands. Let the knees now fall all the way over to the right. So let the knees just drop. Left side of your hip will lift off the ground. And then again, left hand will stretch out, palm upward. And then you can lift the head, twist, and drop your left ear now down to the mat, looking toward your left hand. All right, once again, pull the legs back in, draw your arm in, and then we'll unwind the legs. Pull the knees into your chest as you give yourself a little squeeze here. And then all you need to do is just kick the feet to start some rocking and rolling all the way up the mat to a seat. Take a nice deep breath in. And that's all for your stretch today. See you tomorrow.